For the first time in 25 years, the same player won the regular season MVP, the scoring title, and now he's your finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
Shai Gilgeous Alexander just made NBA history, and the entire league is on notice. What he accomplished in Game 7 of the 2025 NBA Finals didn't just earn him a ring, it may have changed how we view global basketball stars forever. His statement wasn't just what he said, it was how he played, and the legacy he's now written in stone. Game 7 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers wasn't just a title match. It was a proving ground, and Shai Gilgeous Alexander proved everything. He delivered 29 points, buzzed 12 assists, and 5 rebounds in a decisive 103-91 win, helping Oklahoma City clinch its first championship since moving from Seattle in 2008. The Thunder's defense locked down Indiana in the second half, and Shai led the storm. With Tyrese Halliburton out early due to an Achilles injury, Indiana's offense collapsed under pressure, despite a halftime lead punctuated by Andrew Nembhard's buzzer beater. The Pacers couldn't survive OKC's 19-2 run in the third quarter. This finals win capped off one of the most historic seasons in NBA history. Gilgeous Alexander didn't just win the title, he also captured the league scoring title, the regular season MVP, and the finals MVP. Only 3 other players, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, have pulled that off in a single season. With this feat, Shai joins a club so exclusive that even all-time greats like Kobe Bryant and LeBron James aren't on the list. Throughout the 2025 playoffs, Shai averaged over 30 points per game. He carried his team with relentless consistency, pacing both their offense and their confidence. He did it with surgical precision and without ever making it about himself. It was always about the team. Born in Hamilton, Ontario, Gilgeous Alexander has now redefined what's possible for Canadian basketball players. He is the first Canadian in history to win both the NBA regular season MVP and Finals MVP. He's also the first to lead a franchise to an NBA title while being its undisputed cornerstone. His performance has sparked pride across Canada, from grassroots leagues to the national team infrastructure. Young Canadian athletes now have a new standard to aim for, and a new icon to look up to. Shai isn't just representing Canada, he's elevating it. Game 7 didn't start easy for the Thunder. Indiana came out with intensity. Even after Halliburton's early exit, they held a halftime lead. Benedict Mathurin stepped up with 24 points, and Nembhard's buzzer beater 3 closed the second quarter in style. But the third quarter belonged entirely to Oklahoma City. A stunning 19-2 run flipped the game on its head. Jalen Williams contributed 20 points, Chet Holmgren added 18 points and 8 rebounds, and the Thunder's defense smothered Indiana's remaining scorers. That quarter turned a close battle into a clear statement. By the start of the fourth, it wasn't a question of if, it was how soon OKC would seal it. The Thunder's championship marks more than a title, it signifies a generational shift. With an average age of 25.6, Oklahoma City became the youngest team to win an NBA championship since 1977. Head coach Mark Daigneault, only 40 himself, praised the group's rare chemistry. He noted, "They behave like champions, they compete like champions, they root for each other's success, which is rare in professional sports." I've said it many times, and I'll say it one more time. This is an uncommon team, and now they're champions. Their youth wasn't a weakness, it was the fuel. Shai, Jalen, Chet, and the rest played like veterans. They celebrated like brothers. This wasn't a fluke run. The Thunder's 2025 campaign included a franchise-best 68 wins. Their blend of defense, pace, and unity became their trademark. Post-game, Shai said, "Our togetherness on and off the court made it so much easier. It made it feel like we were just kids playing basketball. It was so fun." That joy translated into results. The team wasn't just talented, they were bonded, and that bond carried them through every clutch possession and every momentum swing. Despite joining a legendary list with his MVP Triple Crown, Shai downplayed the individual accolades. He said the joy of winning with his teammates meant more than any award. All the achievements and accolades and things, they don't even come close to the satisfaction of winning with your brothers. He said, "I'll never forget them. They'll never forget me." That's what makes his legacy so powerful. He's not just a superstar. He's a leader who makes everyone around him better. Chet Holmgren summed it up best. He's a hell of a basketball player, but he's a better person. I'm proud to call him my teammate. I'm proud to call him my friend. Shai's finals performance highlighted a larger trend: Canada's surge in global basketball. Alongside stars like Jamal Murray and rising names like Andrew Nembhard, Canada's footprint in the NBA is rapidly expanding. This finals wasn't just a win for OKC, it was a spotlight on Canadian talent. With Shai leading the way, young Canadian hoopers now have a real path to follow. Oklahoma City's first championship parade is scheduled for June 24th. Mayor David Holt declared it a day the city would never forget. In his words, OKC has achieved sports immortality. From their relocation in 2008 to now, the Thunder's rise has been steady, built on smart drafting, culture, and patience. This title is the culmination of years of vision and a roster built the right way. In the mayor's own words, "Through the prism of this achievement, we stand in awe of how far our city has come." Shai Gilgeous Alexander didn't just win a title, he delivered one of the most historic seasons in NBA history. He became a beacon for Canadian athletes, a leader for one of the youngest championship teams ever, and a symbol of what's possible when talent meets humility, preparation, and heart. This was the moment Shai announced himself, not just to the NBA, but to the world. And he did it on the biggest stage, in the biggest game, with the biggest performance of his life. The NBA has a new face. His name is Shai Gilgeous Alexander, and this is just the beginning. What do you think about Shai Gilgeous Alexander's historic season? Could this Thunder squad be the next Dynasty? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if you believe in OKC's future, and subscribe for more NBA stories that matter.
So a lot of people are starting to get on board, and I'm happy that I'm a part of it as well, and to be a part of the winning team and a future with a team that has such a bright future is just incredible. PSG brand has always been a brand that's been known across America, but it's become more and more visible over the last few years.
Kevin Durant just made a move that left fans and analysts stunned. It's not a trade, it's not retirement, it's bigger, and it has the power to change professional basketball on a global scale. Durant has officially become a minority owner of Paris Saint-Germain, one of the most powerful soccer clubs in the world, and that's just the start. On June 20th, 2025, Durant signed a strategic partnership deal with Qatar Sports Investments, the majority owner of PSG. Through this agreement, Durant, via his media and investment company Boardroom, acquired a direct minority stake in the club. The announcement wasn't just a financial transaction. PSG made it clear Durant isn't just an investor, he's a strategic partner. Durant himself called it an honor, saying, "This club has big plans ahead, and I can't wait to be a part of the next phase of growth. It's more than just buying in, he's stepping into a global role with one of the biggest brands in sports." Paris isn't just another dot on Durant's international map. He has a connection to the city, notably from his historic run in the 2024 Olympics, where he became the first player in history to win 4 Olympic gold medals. Paris also represents the intersection of global sports power and cultural influence. 2 lanes Durant has been aggressively expanding into. Paris Saint-Germain just won the 2025 UEFA Champions League, increasing its global prestige. That makes Durant's timing even more strategic. This is not a struggling brand looking for a savior. It's a juggernaut bringing in an NBA legend to help fuel its next era of dominance. This isn't just about soccer. As part of the agreement, Durant will consult on PSG's multi-sport strategy. That includes potential plans in basketball, a revelation that instantly raised eyebrows. PSG is exploring entry into professional basketball, and Durant is expected to help guide that move. This comes at a time when the NBA and FIBA are discussing the launch of a new European basketball league. Sources have reported that Paris is one of the top target markets. With Durant now directly tied to PSG and consulting on their expansion, the puzzle pieces are aligning in a way that few expected. The implications for the NBA are massive. For years, Commissioner Adam Silver has floated the idea of a European expansion, but Durant's move gives it real traction. His involvement doesn't just bring legitimacy, It brings marketing, firepower, and strategic alignment with a club that already knows how to operate globally. Joe Vardon of the New York Times wrote, "Imagine the NBA launching its new European competition with Durant as the face of it. Don't rule it out." This isn't baseless speculation. Durant is now in the room where those conversations are happening, and his influence could be what finally pushes the NBA's European vision into reality. The response was immediate and divided. NBA fans were shocked. Many never expected Durant to become this deeply involved in European sports, especially while still playing. Soccer fans were curious, some skeptical about an NBA player's role, others excited by the crossover potential. PSG fans, however, largely welcomed the move. The idea of their club branching into basketball with help from a global icon like Durant has energized a fan base already riding high off Champions League success. This is more than a crossover. It's a convergence. Durant's stake in PSG adds to a rapidly expanding business portfolio. His company, Boardroom Sports Holdings, will now partner with QSY on commercial projects, investment strategies, and content production. He joins a select group of U.S. athletes who have invested in European sports teams: LeBron James with Liverpool, Tom Brady with Birmingham City, and Russell Westbrook with Leeds United. What sets Durant apart is his timing and depth of involvement. This isn't a passive investment. PSG stated that Durant will work with them on a variety of ambitious projects, including a possible basketball division. It's clear he's not just along for the ride. He's in the driver's seat for a portion of this global journey. Durant's involvement with PSG arrives at a critical moment. FIBA is currently frustrated with the EuroLeague for releasing a new calendar that conflicts with FIBA's qualifying windows for the 2027 World Cup in Qatar. The tension is escalating, and the current structure of European basketball is in flux. Durant, backed by PSG and QSI's massive financial power, could help launch an entirely new basketball division, one that bypasses the current power structures and aligns with NBA interests. That's a nightmare scenario for traditional European basketball institutions. With NBA and FIBA support, a PSG-led franchise and a new league could instantly reshape the landscape. All signs point to this being more than just an ownership headline. It's a signal that global basketball is on the brink of something massive. PSG, already a global sports brand, is aligning with Durant to expand its footprint beyond soccer. Meanwhile, the NBA is looking for strategic partners in Europe. FIBA wants reform, and Kevin Durant just positioned himself in the center of it all. He's no longer just a player or even a businessman. He's a global sports architect. From Paris to Phoenix, the game is changing. Durant's new chapter could be the start of a new era in how basketball operates on the international stage. If PSG does move forward with a basketball division, Durant's experience and influence will be critical. With QSI's financial muscle and PSG's branding power, they could attract elite talent, establish a franchise in Paris, and immediately compete at the highest level. Durant's role wouldn't just be advisory. He could serve as the bridge between American basketball systems and the emerging European market. This project also gives PSG an advantage in negotiations with the NBA and FIBA, positioning the club as a serious player in the basketball space before a single game is played. The framework Durant helps design could serve as a model for how major soccer clubs expand into multi-sport empires. It's not theoretical anymore. It's real, and it's already unfolding. Kevin Durant didn't just buy into a soccer club. He stepped into a role that could redefine how global sports leagues operate. He's now a minority owner of PSG, a consultant on their multi-sport expansion, and potentially a key figure in the NBA's European ambitions. Fans hoped this day wouldn't come, not because they doubted Durant's vision, but because they feared the shift it signals. Durant has always moved differently, but this is seismic, it's global, and it's only just beginning. What do you think about Durant's bold new chapter with PSG? Could this be the start of basketball's next global revolution? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if you're ready for this new era. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on Durant, the NBA, and the future of global sports.
I think I have to be as smart as I want to be. I have to understand the risks, ask the right questions. But I'm a competitor. I want to play. I'm going to do everything in my power to play. And that's just what it is. But I mean, I think the answer to that is depending on who you ask.
The Indiana Pacers locker room fell dead silent after Game 5, but it wasn't the usual post-loss quiet. This was different. Players whispered anxiously as they watched their franchise cornerstone, Tyrese Haliburton, limp toward the training room with what would later be confirmed as a strained right calf. What happened next would shock the entire basketball world and reveal just how much this young superstar means to Indiana's championship dreams. With the Pacers' backs against the wall, facing elimination in Game 6 of the NBA Finals against Oklahoma City Thunder, Haliburton did something that left everyone speechless. Despite barely being able to walk, despite medical staff advising rest, despite every logical reason to sit out, Tyrese Haliburton broke his silence and made a declaration that sent shockwaves through the basketball community. Let's rewind to Monday night's Game 5 disaster. Haliburton left the game late in the first quarter, his right calf visibly bothering him. The training staff wrapped his lower leg, and for a moment, it looked like Indiana's season might be over right there. Coach Rick Carlisle even considered holding him out for the second half, a decision that could have saved Haliburton's health but potentially cost the Pacers their championship dreams. But here's where it gets incredible. Haliburton vetoed those plans. He demanded to return to the court, playing 17 minutes in the second half while clearly compromised. The result? He couldn't make a single field goal in 34 minutes, the first time in his career he'd played that long without scoring. Yet he still led the team in rebounds and assists after halftime, proving that even a hobbled Haliburton was better than most players at full strength. The medical reports painted a grim picture. Sources revealed to ESPN's Shams Charania that this wasn't just a minor tweak. This was a legitimate calf strain that had been building throughout the series. The same area that had bothered him since Game 2 was now screaming for rest. But Tyrese Haliburton had other plans. When reporters gathered around Haliburton after that crushing Game 5 loss, expecting to hear about rest and recovery, he delivered words that nobody saw coming. I mean, it's the NBA Finals. It's the finals, man, he said, his voice carrying a determination that cut through the disappointment. I've worked my whole life to be here, and I want to be out there to compete. But then came the statement that truly shocked everyone. If I can walk, then I want to play. Those 7 words encapsulated everything about Haliburton's character and sent a clear message to his teammates, the coaching staff, and the entire basketball world. This wasn't just about one game. This was about a franchise player refusing to let his team's championship dreams die on his watch. Head coach Rick Carlisle found himself in an unprecedented situation. His star player was basically telling him, "I'm playing whether you like it or not," while medical staff were recommending caution. In a radio interview with 107.5 The Fan, Carlisle revealed the internal struggle. We have to prepare for 2 scenarios, one where he plays and one where he does not.